Now we're going to get into some resources. So I did mention just a little bit ago, this first resource, Never Use Alone. This is a hotline that you can call, and the person on the other end of that line is just a volunteer who wants to make sure that you're safe while you're consuming your substances. So call them up as you are preparing to consume that substance. They'll do a brief intake with you. They just want to know where you're located. You don't have to give them your real name. You could just tell them, I'm Britney Spears living in South Minneapolis. You can make up a totally fictitious name. They just want to know where you're located, so that if you become non-responsive, that they will call an ambulance there to your location to help out. So it's really great. Canary is the next resource that you can use if you don't have someone to use with. Canary is an app that you can download to your phone. It has two functions. If you don't have a Wi-Fi connection or a data plan on your phone, it really just functions as an alarm. So if you are about to use a substance, like if you're about to get high, you would activate this app. So you can see on the slide, it's the yellow image that has a red and a black button on it. When you activate it, the black button has a little timer on it, and it will count down the seconds. As it gets to 0 seconds, it's going to prompt you to either tap the screen, tap that red button, or shake it. If you fail to do those things, the app is going to think that you are non-responsive, and it will sound an alarm. So everyone in your direct proximity will hear this alarm and hopefully be curious and come find you. If you do have a Wi-Fi connection or a data plan, the app actually has a second function where you can load a pre-designated contact into the app as like your safe person. So when you are about to consume that substance, have that emergency contact loaded into the app. And then as you activate the app, it will count down those seconds when it prompts you to tap the phone or deactivate the app. If you fail to do so, it sounds the alarm and it sends a text message to your friend just saying, hey, you got to come find me. I'm not doing so good right now, or I'm unresponsive. So it's really cool. Two options. If you don't have somebody that's with you to get high, you can either call this hotline, or you can have an app on your phone that will act as a friend that's there with you. So really cool. I just love technology. Next, we'll go through some different syringe exchanges and treatment options that are in the Twin Cities. The first one up is Aliveness Project. They're in South Minneapolis on Nicollet. They primarily serve folks who are living with HIV/AIDS, but they also recently opened a syringe exchange program as well. So you can go to them for care coordination for HIV/AIDS services, but also they can help out with syringe exchange services. So new needles, they can take used needles, and they can provide Narcan for you. The next up is Alliance Wellness Center. They're located in Bloomington. They actually provide culturally specific resources and services for folks who are East African, Somali. The executive director, Youssef Shafi, is East African himself, and a lot of his staff are also East African. So it's really great when you can have a person who maybe has lived your life and can understand where you're coming from, and can create some services to wrap around and really see you holistically. Next up, there's Clinic 555. So this is a syringe exchange that is in St. Paul. They're located in the Ramsey County Public Health Building. They can do wound care. They can do STI, HIV testing. They have a syringe exchange, and they can provide Narcan too. Then next up, we've got the Indigenous Peoples Task Force. They are also a culturally responsive agency. So if you're working with knowing or are a person who is Indigenous, Indigenous Peoples Task Force can be a really great resource for you. They do wound care, Rule 25, chemical dependency assessment, connection to housing, connection to community. Just really great option. Next is North Point. North Point is located in North Minneapolis on Broadway. You can go there for a syringe exchange. They can also have a connection to treatment options and just a caring and concerned person that you can check in with. Next, we have Rainbow Health. Rainbow Health has a location in St. Paul, and then they also offer syringe exchange services in Minneapolis. You can go there for STI testing, education, wound care, Rule 25 chemical dependency assessment, and they can provide safer use supplies, whether that's safer injecting supplies, safer smoking supplies. You can drop off used syringes there, and you can pick up Narcan there. Then we have the Red Door Services. So Red Door Services, they have a reproductive health clinic that's located at the Hennepin County Public Health Services building. But in addition to reproductive health options, they also offer syringe exchange. So you can pick up new needles, discard old needles, and you can pick up Narcan, get wound care treatment there, and just talk to somebody. We also have Southside Harm Reduction Services. These folks are great. This was a grassroots outreach option that really rose up from the Indigenous community. They have a couple leaders that decided to do community cleanup in case they saw syringes on the ground. They do mobile delivery of supplies. So if you aren't able to get to a syringe exchange, you can call Southside Harm Reduction and they can actually bring the supplies to you. So really great. They also do a lot of community education and community events. So really love the folks at Southside Harm Reduction Services. Then we have Valhalla Place. So they're not so much a syringe exchange, they're more of a treatment option. So if a person is looking for a medication-assisted treatment, which would be something that would help with any withdrawals, sometimes it can be scary or intimidating for a person to go to treatment because they're afraid of how the withdrawals will feel. So if you are connected with Valhalla Place, they could actually prescribe methadone or Suboxone, which would help curb those withdrawals and those cravings. So there can be options so that quitting process is less painful for the person. But Valhalla Place has 4 different locations around the metro, so you can find whichever location is most convenient for you. And then next, there's the chemical dependency assessment. So a Rule 25 chemical dependency assessment is basically a questionnaire that a person would take about their patterns of use, the substances they're using, and then just how detrimental that has been to their lives. So just kind of talking about your daily life and how substance use is affecting that. The Rule 25, after you do those questions, it makes a recommendation on treatment options for you. So if you're looking to get into treatment, Rule 25 chemical dependency assessment is going to be that first step. All right, and then just closing, I just want to thank you all for being a part of this and watching, and really just I thank you for having the compassion and love for folks in our communities that are struggling with substance use, because we all need each other. We all do better when we all do better. So thank you for taking the steps and learning how to keep people safe.